have an offer that we can do, but he did want me to see if there was a possibility of his PR bond being reinstated. It looks like he missed court on September 5th.
Why?
He had COVID, Judge, and he had been emailing previously on his previous court date with Ramona St. Julian Saunier. That looks like she was right.
The problem is that it's not his first time taking off. You know, we always give someone a courtesy when they take off one time, then yeah, we you know, to be nice, so to speak. But when you do it multiple times, at that point, it's just not the same. You know,
just so the court knows, it looks like it was August 30th was the first setting, and then he was still positive on September 5th and reached out to her again, but he didn't hear back from her. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't. Admittedly, he probably should have followed up with it, but I am just asking if you would consider reinstating his PR bond. Right now, it looks like the bond is set at $2,501.
Yeah, he's lucky it's not at 5,000 too. That's what I normally do. What kind of conditions does he have upstairs?
He's going to have to do supportive outpatient, no guns, no new cases, just a standard PTI.
And Judge, I got an email from Sharma from her court. She would have never given this defendant PTI. She had no idea there was another case attached to it. She said this is not a, it's not a PTI
Brett's is still
case.
doing it up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
She said she would have never given a PTI in this case.
She's so
She
great.
knew.
Well,
So that's why, I mean, I'm going to oppose a PR bond. I'd like the defendant to consider the state's
Let's
offer.
do this, Michael.
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to load him up with conditions. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You know, your PR bond depends on if you're clean or not.
Sure.
You know, if you're clean, great. If not, then I don't know. And then I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to put a whole host of conditions on him. I'm going to give you an ankle monitor now because we can't trust you to be here on your own. And I'm going to drug test you like crazy. The next time you test positive, I'm going to tell you now, I will hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility.
Yes, sir.
Is that what we need to do?
Yes, sir.
This is your fourth case already in a matter of 4 months. Your first case was, well, I'm sorry, the case was filed in 23. You've had 2 dismissals in May of this year, and now you've picked up another 2 cases. You know, how many PTIs is this dude going to get? So I'm sending you for a drug test.
Yes, sir.
It's late in the day, so are you working tomorrow? You'll be here tomorrow?
Well, no, he'd be here Saturday.
Oh, crap.
Judge, you wanted to come in on Saturday.
Right, I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's do this. So I'll send him for a drug test right now. I'm also going to put an ankle monitor on him. Monday, are you going to be here?
I can be here, Judge, yes.
You can always Zoom. I have Zoom so that it makes it easier for you as well. That way you don't have to actually physically be here. You can always Zoom in as well. We have it so that it makes it easier. What are you doing nowadays with yourself?
I'm working with my pops, sir. I'm supposed to be at work right now.
Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
want you back on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Then we're going to figure out where we're going to go.
Yes, sir.
Putting an ankle monitor on you now.
Yes, sir.
Curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night.
No, sir.
So 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is your curfew.
Okay.
So I could put him in jail, but I'm just going to load him up with a bunch of conditions, Michael, and we'll see. We'll give him the keys to the jail cell. No dope. I want to know what if in your system now. If I find anything in your system that shouldn't be there, I'm going to have you come here even more to drug test you like crazy.
Yes, sir. Understand.
No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, random urinalysis. And I'll waive the fee on everything, so he doesn't have to pay for anything. But I'm not going to do this again. Third one, then your bond is going to be really, really high. I'm going to tell you that now.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Right this way.
So I have to reinstate it for that. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, sir.
You realize that, I mean, this isn't like Target where you buy something, you don't like it, you could return it, right? Once you plead guilty, I mean, you waive the right to appeal. So that means once you plead guilty, you can never come back and take it off and say, you know what, I changed my mind, I had buyer's remorse. No, There's no buyer's remorse here. This is a lifetime decision. Once you plead, that's it.
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
You must also be aware that this carries now a mandatory minimum of 90 days in jail. Anything you pick up from now on, it's in here, a misdemeanor court, it's a minimum of 90 days in jail. You
Understand.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Is weapons going to be forfeit, I would imagine?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. We're doing what's essentially called time served. We're giving you credit for the time that you've served. You're walking out of here today. The bad part about it is that it'll end up on your record.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, the other option you may have is to do a probation where if you complete it successfully, it doesn't end up as a conviction on your record. But the problem is you got to stay clean for quite a bit of time. And if that's not a possibility,
No problem, but yes, sir.
Did you want to do this care bond and then we can come back and have a recommendation?
You- you can do whatever you want to do, you know?
I mean, we can approach the judge. I don't know what you require to come to you with an agreed recommendation. The state's offering time served. They're not willing to offer deferred at this point. No, Judge.
Because you also are charged with the felony, they're not offering the probation. They've offered the time served, and I don't know if they're going to allow them to go without an agreed rec, meaning allow me to punish you and then put you on probation. I don't know.
I can certainly chat with them briefly if that's something that if they're willing to do, we can.
It's a,
He's already going to be supervised by probation for his PTI on the felony. So yeah, it's just a matter of whether the state's willing to waive their right to allow us to come to you.
you like to do. You just want to get this over with?
Yes. No.
No, I believe him when he says he just wants to get this over with. Yes, I feel like that's kind of what he wants, but do you
Yes.
want me to explore that option briefly? I'm still
Yes,
here.
please.
Okay. Maybe.
Would you be willing to go out without an agreed rec on the,
No, Judge, not for this defendant. He's got a very serious juvenile ag assault SPI case and multiple PTIs. I'm not willing to do anything but attach it.
well, I don't see all these things. What happened with that?
He got a probation.
Is he still on probation for that?
No, Judge, but he's gotten scot-free on every criminal case that he's ever gotten, and he needs to answer for something today.
Do you see what's going on?
Yes, sir.
The more cases you pick up, the worse it gets. And the problem is that when you start picking up cases, you know, when you're juvenile, when you turn an adult, for all intents and purposes, it's basically sealed, right?
Yes, sir.
Public is not gonna 9 times out of 10 be able to see it, but now you're an adult. The more cases you pick up, the more unemployable you get. The older you get, the bigger, fatter, uglier, hairier, you lose hair. Just life doesn't get easier. Life gets more difficult the older you get. And the more convictions you get, the more unemployable you become because employers don't want people with a ton of stuff on their record.
Yes, sir.
If you don't believe me, walk out there and ask everyone out there. It's not. All right. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement today. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this.
Yes, sir, I
You
understand.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Your only other option at this point is to set up a trial. So this is what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 12 you've done. The weapon will be forfeited, so you're not going to get it back.
Understand.
Stuff the right way.
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, I would
Thank you.
ask if the court calls can run
Yes,
concurrently.
course.
Thank you. Judge.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. Good luck, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in and helping.
Yesterday, I had zoomed in and got the court's permission for us to have this setting on Monday because
Oh, that's right. I remember.
I'm at the CLE and I'm about to run back in.
Oh, that's right. We had rolled this over to, hey, we had rolled this to Monday because he couldn't be here. Cedillo couldn't be here. That's why. On
And-
Mr. Mann. That's right. No, I remember that. No. I guess you were, were you supposed to email Victoria?
I did, Judge, yesterday.
She didn't get one.
I have been having it through my emails, Judge. I apologize. I showed up this morning to try and reconfirm it, but Um,
Well, look, let's finish this real quick, because, I mean, and we'll get you out of here. All
Well,
I
but-
have is, huh?
okay,
Mr. Mann has bond violations, am I right?
yes, Judge, but given the nature of the bond violation, I very much wanted to be there to speak to him and speak to the court.
He
It is
tested
his
positive for methamphetamine, John.
yes, Judge, that's why I would like to be there to address it.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not letting him go. He tested positive for meth. His case is 1,300 days old. Am I right?
Yes, Judge, I believe so.
I'm sorry. You know, as much as I love you, John, I mean, he's testing positive for meth. You know, it's 1,341 days old. We give you multiple chances, and now you're testing positive for meth. And no,
Sir,
I'm sorry.
I can't even explain that to say. I just came to court, my bills were so me I had to come, and I didn't want to play with you at all.
Look, I don't want you to say anything without your lawyer being present. You know, I can have him reach out to you in the back you know, we can always roll it to Monday too, and we can talk about it then. But I mean, when do we say when, Mr. Mann? You know?
So, yes, I hear you, sir. I understand everything that you're not trying to, sir. I understand. I don't have an explanation for you.
John,
Can we keep him on for Monday, Judge?
absolutely, of course.
I understand the
Of course.
revocation, Your Honor, but if I can
Yes.
address it Monday,
Absolutely. We'll talk Monday then.
thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Okay, bud. All right. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.